Welcome to our commencement ceremonies. This time, it is my privilege to present the staff of Scriber Lake High School, led by retired teachers Chris Brown and Kanoe Vieira. Please rise. And now, please welcome the Scriber Lake High School graduating class of 2022, led by our Assistant Principal, Dave Zwaszka. Graduate Maggie Jane Fournier will now share a land acknowledgement.
I'd like to begin by recognizing the land of where we are at this moment. On this special day, and while we are honoring the graduates of Scriber Lake High School, we must also take time to honor the original inhabitants of the sacred land. We acknowledge the original inhabitants, the Snohomish people, and their successors, the Tulalip tribes, and other coastal Salish and plain tribes who since time immemorial. Please take a moment as we respect their sovereignty and honor their spiritual connection to the land and water of our region. Thank you.
You can go sit down. And if you would please join me in the flag salute, please rise and we'll all say the Pledge of Allegiance together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. To begin, I would like to introduce our school board members. Director Nancy Kadams, President Nancy Kadams, Director Gary Noble, and Director Karen Chase. Welcome. And I'd also like to welcome our superintendent, Dr. Gustavo Balderas, and Greg Schwab, the assistant superintendent. To the teachers and staff members, your hard work and devotion through all of this have made this occasion possible. Welcome to you. And to all of you, the parents, grandparents, relatives, close friends, mentors, welcome. Thank you for all you've done to support these incredible students. And most importantly, welcome to all of you, graduating class of 2022. Every year, I get the privilege of sharing a few thoughts with our graduates. As I was preparing for tonight, this theme kept coming back to me, this theme of the space between. Some of you might remember that this fall, we had a group at our school doing some mindfulness work with several families called The Space Between. And the other day, a line in the book I'm reading struck me. History is not made up by events alone, but what lies between the lines. So I think right now, after this monumental event passes, you will be between the lines. You will be in the space between. This time, when your 13 years of public school has passed and what's next has not quite yet begun. In reality, you may not even know what next means yet. But here you are in this space, the space between. Dave teaches me a lot of things, including this vocabulary word he taught me yesterday when I was talking to him about tonight in these remarks, liminal. You are in a liminal space. You are on the precipice of something new, but not quite there yet. And yet, this space is essential. This space, this time, is an essential piece of your journey, of what makes you who you are. I'd like to ask Dave to share with you a poem that he shared with our staff earlier this year that is about the space between.
Thank you, Andrea. This is a poem by Judy Brown called Fire. What makes a fire burn is space between the logs, a breathing space. Too much of a good thing, too many logs packed in too tight can douse the flames almost as surely as a pail of water would. So, building fires requires attention to the spaces in between as much as to the wood. When we are able to build open spaces in the same way we have learned to pile on the logs, then we can come to see how it is fuel and absence of the fuel together that makes fire possible. We only need to lay a log lightly from time to time. A fire grows simply because the space is there with openings in which the flame that knows just how it wants to burn can find its way. Thank you.
So as you step into this great unknown, as you pass through this liminal space between what has come before and what will come next, know this is an essential time, a time that may be full of uncertainty and questions, but hopefully it is also a time full of pride, full of realization about this accomplishment, of all you have achieved to get to this point, and also a time of hope in anticipation of what's to come. We are so proud of you, you who have come through pre-pandemic Scriber, and then Zoom school, and now this year with us. We are so proud to witness this rite of passage with you tonight. Congratulations. Scriber Lake is fortunate to count on the strong support of our school board and the superintendent's cabinet. Addressing the class tonight is Director President Nancy Kadams.
Thank you and good evening. Welcome to all you graduates, your families and friends, your incredible principal, Mrs. Hillman, all the wonderful Scriber Lake staff who have supported you through your high school journey, as well as Superintendent Balderas and Assistant Superintendent Schwab. I'm speaking tonight on behalf of the school board, several of whom have joined me here tonight to honor you on this momentous occasion. I wish I could know each of you personally. I've had the pleasure to get to know some of you through your published stories of your life journeys, which tell a powerful narrative of what makes all of you so special and for which everyone here tonight is so proud of you. Your stories tell us about your resilience, your perseverance in overcoming challenges, your self-discovery and ongoing introspection to better understand yourself, your caring and empathy for others, and your willingness to follow and embrace the road less traveled. These traits not only describe you at this minute in your lives and underscore your achievements that bring you here tonight, but also are the attributes that will fuel you through your lives to be successful learners and citizens of the world, no matter what you choose to do now and in the future. So on behalf of the entire school board, we wish you a hearty congratulations and wish you the very best as you continue through your amazing life journeys. Thank you.
We are happy to introduce several graduates who will be sharing their thoughts with us tonight. Will you please welcome me in joining, will you please join me in welcoming Naya Jensen, Fiona Hyatt, Piper Berkowitz, Olive Burke-Poole, and Jimmy Sanchez to the stage.
I am just giving you guys a fair warning. I am not a public speaker. This is very far outside of my comfort zone. I have a confession to make. This ain't my first rodeo. And to clarify, this is the second high school graduation I have walked. One could say I am practically a master at graduating high school, which is probably one of the only things I'm a master at in regards to high school, knowing that it took me an extra year to actually finish it. And as far as my friends back at Meadowdale are concerned, I did graduate last year, so let's keep this between us. But the truth is, I don't have a single regret. I no longer regret miserably failing 4 years of Meadowdale because I have gotten to know some of the funniest, strongest, and most resilient people I have ever met. I've also gotten to know some pretty cool staff members as well. Cooley Armstrong, don't make fun of me later, but I may or may not actually miss hearing my name every single time I walk past you. Peter Fulta, I greatly appreciate your efforts to teach me something. But about 90% of the things I learned in your class really just went in one ear, swerved past my brain, and left the other ear. My apologies. And Margie Bowker, I understand that my sister has somehow become your rock, which means she's probably held you grounded, right? Well, consider this. She may be your rock, which is cool and all, but I could be your boulder. I could keep you mega grounded. Think on it. Now, there are a couple of staff members who will also be graduating Scriber with us this year, and both of them just so happen to be our principals. What's up with that? Andrea Hillman, thank you for the hard work and commitment that you have clearly put into this school. You will be missed. And I'm sure you'll miss us Scriber folk at Friday Harbor, right? Right. And I'd also like to mention how much of a fabulous job you have done keeping the girls' bathroom at ease. I think the bathrooms themselves would thank you if they could. And of course, there's Dave Zwashka. I think you shocked a lot of us when we found out that you were retiring this year. Me personally, I don't think you look a single day over 20. But unfortunately, you are. You are many days over 20. Many, 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 many days over 20. But that's okay. I'm sure you're still young at heart. But just go easy on the knees. Now, enough of this teacher mumbo jumbo. It's time for the part of my speech that matters. Sorry. I know that most people, when they think about Scriber and the students that attend this high school, they would probably imagine us to be nothing but brainless loudmouths, no good troublemakers, careless idiots, or altogether just menaces, which I'm not saying we've never been at least one of these things at a time. I want to make it loud and clear that there is another massive detail about Scriber students that most people don't seem to see nor understand. I have the utmost confidence when I say that most of us have hit points in life where the thought of making it was a humorous joke to them. Points in life where it felt like our education had to be the last priority because behind closed doors, we were distracted by the chaos that lived either at home or in our heads. And commonly enough, you can't have one without the other. I know I've hit these points, or more like these points have hit me, with a very aggressive slap across the face. And it stings. But you know what I did after all that? What all of us have done? We wore that red mark on our face like it's nobody's business, and we continued to march forward even though it hurt. We miraculously broke through each and every wall that was our chaos. And with some help from others, but much, much more help from our own selves, we are actually making it, and it's not a joke this time. I am forever grateful for the experiences I've had with you guys, and for the pure relief the school has given me. This is the final Jensen signing off and saying thank you. Thank you.
All right, that is gonna be tough to follow. Okay. Thank you all for this opportunity to get up here and share my 2 cents. If you don't already know me, I'm Fiona, and I came to Scriber Lake at the beginning of my sophomore year and have spent more or less the last 3 years deeply immersed in this dysfunctional family. I have learned many lessons over the years, and that is why I figured what better time to share my compiled list of advice for the class of 2022 and generations to come. Starting, there is always enough time to go to the bathroom before class, regardless of how late you are. Never go anywhere without a beverage in hand. It's essential. Friends and partners come and go, but Brian is forever. Take your time, do it right the first time. Be there for yourself first, no matter what. Ask for help, even if it's embarrassing. Say I love you anytime you feel it right and every time you say goodbye. And always, always participate as much as possible or you will regret it. On my final note, I want to say that today when I walk across this stage, it's not a stage, but it's okay. I will carry with me every single person that never made it. And I will carry with me the memories of all of you into the next leg of my journey. And it never would have been possible without all of you playing your roles to get me here. And to close out with a few fitting lines from Snoop Dogg, last but not least, I want to thank me. I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work. I want to thank me for having no days off. I want to thank me for never quitting. I want to thank me for always being a giver and trying to give more than I receive. I want to thank me for trying to do more right than wrong. And I want to thank me for just being me at all times. Thank you. Okay. Hello, Scriber Lake class of 2022. Congratulations, we made it. My name is Piper Berkowitz, and before coming to Scriber Lake, I was a CD average student, and now at Scriber, I was able to obtain close to straight A's the entire school year. The gratitude I have for the people that made it possible for me to stand on this field and graduate today is unmeasurable. I take pride in my accomplishments, but to the people who were there to support me when I could not support myself, I thank you deeply. I hope everyone here is immensely proud of themselves for walking across this field today. It wasn't easy, but we did it. Lastly, I would like to leave you with this quote by a young Pablo. Do what's right for you. Do it over and over again. Lean into the light. Keep going even when it is hard, especially when it is hard. Don't let doubt stop you. Trust is the process when your mood is low. Trust the process when your mood is low. Let growth be your mission. Let healing be your reward. Let freedom be your goal.
Hi, I'm Olive, and hold on, I have to pull up my speech. Now, this isn't my first graduation. My first graduation was when I was just in preschool. My second graduation was in the sixth grade, the day after my mom had passed away. My third graduation was for completing rehab. And now, this is my fourth graduation. To think about all those ceremonies and how different my life was during each time brings me the strength to stand here and speak. I spoke during my sixth grade graduation, and I had to read where I thought I was going to be in 10 years. I said I was going to be in debt, probably never be satisfied with my life, and the audience laughed.
They saw a child who knew some of the harsh realities of life, and they laughed. But now I'm an adult who knows how much more harsh reality can be, but I'm not using that to hold me back. It's helping me push forward. It helped me to get sober. It helped me to fix my relationship with my dad, get more involved with my life because I know way too well it can be gone in an instant. I'm so grateful for the people who stayed in my life during any of those moments to now. They give me the strength and bravery to stand here and say, I made it. I made it. And I'm grateful for the teachers at the school who listened to me and cared. The teachers who heard what I was going through and could relate to it themselves. The teacher who gave me an ear to just blabber off. But I want to say a special thank you to Margie for, oh, for everything you do for all the students here. I can hopefully speak for everybody and say thank you. I've fully turned my life around and I only plan to get better and continue to go forward. Thank you to my family, my boyfriend Alejandro and his family for for making me a part of the family and for also being with me during these milestones. My best friend Lola, who had been by my side the longest and never left me. And most of all, thank you, Dad, for believing in me for all these years and for the beginning and for being the biggest support I have in my life, even though I used to take advantage of your trust and love. Thank you for getting me the help I needed. And finally, thank you everybody for being here and watching a huge, perhaps unimaginable event for all of us. Thank you.
Did I ever think my high school experience would end like this? No, definitely not. I wouldn't say my high school experience was normal, but it sure was a fun experience. My name is Jimmy Sanchez Jr., and I'm graduating from Scriber Lake High School. I'm hoping this next year will hold great things for me. I have enrolled into Edmonds College, where I'll be working on a degree that will focus on psychology and general sciences. When I think about high school and what it is, thank you. When I think about high school and what it has taught me, I think about my friends and how important they are to me. I've learned how important it is to have people around me who work just as hard as you and have the same goals. Having a fun time while doing that has also been the most important thing. I've learned that things don't always turn out the way you initially think you will. When the pandemic hit, I was expecting to only be out of school for just 2 weeks. Well, that 2 weeks turned into a year. And it was until we were able to come back to school in person that I realized that having to do school online was not for me. Being away from school during that year made me realize that I missed school for the first time. I'm thankful for finishing high school here at Scriber Lake. My advice to the next class would be to just stay consistent, surround yourself with others who have the same goals as you, and be wise with your time. Also savor the time you have with everyone because it all goes by too fast. And don't ever think you can't do it because at one point I thought I couldn't, but look where I am now. I would also like to thank my friends for every single memory we're able to share together, from the happy times to the crazy moments. I'd also like to thank all the teachers who have motivated and helped me throughout the years, because without that motivation, I would have had a much harder time succeeding. You have all had an impact on me. Lastly, thanks to my family for all the support. Thank you.
Each year, the graduating class selects a staff member to speak at graduation. It is now my pleasure to introduce our faculty representative, Ms. Dana Lemming.
Graduating students of 2022, families and friends, It is an honor and a privilege to be speaking before you tonight on behalf of the Scriber Lake family. Thank you all for sharing your incredible kids with us and making tonight possible. From the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate you more than you could ever know. Research indicates that teachers make an average of 1,500 decisions a day. Broken down, that is 4 decisions every minute. So questions are obviously no strangers to us. Answering questions is a big part of what we do. My dad used to say that the only dumb question was the one not asked, and for the most part, I have to agree. But there is one question that I wish never had to be asked, but it is a sincere, genuine question asked by our students, and it deserves an answer. The question is, why would anyone want to work at Scriber? That is the question I'm going to try to answer tonight. Why would anyone want to work at Scriber? The simple answer is you. Each and every one of you sitting here in your caps and gowns tonight, each and every one of you is a reason we work at Scriber. I could stop there and that would honestly say it all, but you deserve more, especially on graduation night. I could say we work at Scriber because we learn so much from you. Words like cap, bruh, and bussin' that we should never use. We learn that cats make bread and that sometimes all you need is soup. We learned that meow is an honest answer to a number of questions, and sometimes it's all you really have to say. We also learn what types of piercings and tattoos we should get and where we should get them. But we also learn so much more than those silly things. We learned that when our schools close because of the pandemic, and you are completely overwhelmed and you want to give up, you don't. You're here tonight. And when we were overwhelmed teaching to black screens, we learned how very much we depend on your energy to keep us going. And when we sometimes felt like giving up too, we couldn't because you never would. We learn things like how to use our laptops more efficiently and how to actually use the technology that we have in our classrooms. We learn that artists like Jackson Pollock and Picasso have nothing on you because you have filled our classrooms and our homes with your masterpieces. And we've learned to get your autographs now before you're famous. We learn that sometimes your anxiety is so intense that rather than become a doctor, you adjust and choose to become a mortician instead, so you don't have to talk to your patients. You have enormous goals and dreams, and sometimes you have to tweak your plan to make it work for you. That's what Scriber kids do. That's what you teach us. Ultimately, we learn that you are nothing like the labels you come to us with, and eventually we learn and are reminded that we need you just as much as you needed Scriber. I believe things happen for reasons. Many times we don't understand why for many years, if ever. I also believe people's paths cross and merge for reasons we don't always understand. And I believe that your individual paths have merged with ours at Scriber for a reason. I'm not going to lie and say that it's always easy, because you all know very well that it's not, and you can all spot a fake a mile away. I'm not going to pretend that there aren't days that we too may question why we are here, because honestly, sometimes some of us do. Why do we work at Scriber? Let me ask you, why did you come? For whatever reason, you ended up at our quirky little school. You came believing that you were a problem child, but you weren't. You're just courageous and fearless. You came believing you just didn't fit in, but in reality, you just stand out. You came believing you hated school, but you just hadn't found the right one. You came because you felt lost, but you just needed a place where you could find yourself. You came because nobody understood you and nobody cared, but you soon realized they did, very, very much. You came because you didn't have a choice, but finally recognized that you do. You came because you were ready to drop out, but you didn't, because you are here. Whatever the reason, this is where you ended up. And we are also glad that you did, because that is when your paths crossed with ours and began to merge in the same direction. Some of you entered our musty halls shy and a bit timid, maybe a little insecure. Some burst through the doors incredibly energetic and outgoing with enormous personalities, maybe even a little cocky. Some of you arrived magnificently mysterious with walls around you a mile high. Some of you came with labels that you just couldn't shake. Some with so few credits you didn't think you could ever make them up. And many of you came with a lot of baggage that you just couldn't put down. Trust did not come easy for many of you, understandably. And sometimes it would take a while for you to reveal your authentic self, but eventually you would, and only then were you ready to let go. You let us into your hearts and shared your stories that many of us had only read about in books. You slowly opened up and shared each precious page. And over time and through an enormous amount of emotional growth, the labels and layers were peeled away. Over time, those mile-high walls came down and you shared your lives with us. All your heartbreaks, hardships, personal tragedies and hurdles, your struggles, your worries, your concerns about the past and about your futures. Eventually, you shared your hopes and dreams and began to realize that they are possible to reach. Over time, we got to accompany you on your never-ending journeys of self-discovery, at least for a little while. And by experiencing your growth alongside you, by watching you grow and blossom into the beautiful, loving, authentic people you are today, we are reminded that each of you is a hero to us, and you are why we are here. You are artists and designers, technology wizards, coders, gamers, engineers, athletes, cosmetologists, accountants, clerks. You're pilots, police officers, mathematicians and teachers, counselors and therapists. You are waiters, writers, musicians and rock stars, mechanics, electricians and plumbers. You are chefs and business owners, veterinarians, nurses, doctors, and morticians. You are free spirits and world travelers. You are anything you set your mind to be. You are our reason, and you are why we are here. Your career choices may change a dozen times, but in the end, it doesn't really matter what you do. Just find your purpose and discover what you love doing, then do it. Bring that love and kindness so deeply embedded in your hearts into the world each day, and never forget that everyone has a story. Bring your strength, courage, and resilience, and share your acceptance and encouragement with everyone you meet. Remember to stay curious about the world and keep asking questions. And know that you are some of the most insightful, wisest human beings we have ever had the privilege of knowing. You are why we are here. Your paths led you to Scriber for a reason, for a brief period of time. Now you've all earned your credits and jumped through all the hoops. You are graduating from high school tonight. You have a better idea of who you are and where you're going next. You know your worth, you know you are valued, you have a purpose, and you know you are loved. Tonight is an enormous milestone, and it is really just the beginning. Remember that life will always present challenges. It's not always easy, as you already know. But know that whatever challenges may come will only continue to make you stronger, and you are all so very strong. The tough times will make the beautiful times even sweeter, and everything happens for a reason if you never, even if you never understand why. 2022 graduates, our paths crossed and merged, and all of us at Scriber are so very grateful that they did. Thank you for sharing your authentic, unique selves and your lives with us, even for this short time. Sorry about that. You get to venture out now on your very own path. You get to make your own choices. You get to create your own life because you made it. Why do we work at Scriber? You are graduating tonight. You did not give up on yourselves. So how could we ever give up on you? You are why we are here.
I'm happy now to be able to introduce our Career and College Readiness Specialist, Christopher Collins, who will lead us through the scholarship portion of this evening.
Good evening, parents, family members, Dr. Balderas, Dr. Schwab, and members of the school board. I'm now going to start the scholarship portion of our award ceremony. What a roller coaster. Can I do it? Should I do it? The answer is yes, you can. So with that, I'd like to welcome Richard Okamoto from the Edmonds Rotary, who is here to present our first award.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening to everyone. Since 1976, Edmonds Rotary has granted over $323,000 in scholarships to 322 local high school students from Scriber Lake, Meadowdale, and Edmonds Woodway High Schools. Our scholarship committee evaluates scholarship applications on varied criteria. The scholarships are not just for students with a 4.0 GPA. Other weighted factors include family composition, whether you have siblings in grade school, high school, or in higher education, family income, school-related activities and awards or special recognition, and a vision for the future in higher education and beyond to an ultimate profession or occupation. Also given consideration is the applicant's volunteer activities at school and in the community. In fact, I'm going to be meeting Melanie Sloan for the first time tonight because she was unable to attend our Rotary Luncheon meeting and Scholarship Awards presentation on the 17th of May because she had a prior commitment for volunteer service that she felt compelled to honor. This is the kind of sacrifice and commitment that means a great deal in our application evaluation process and is an indication of certain future success in college and beyond. Edmonds Rotary is honored to present a certificate showing an award of an Edmonds Rotary Scholarship of $1,500 to Melanie Sloan for her attendance at Evergreen State College or any choice of college that she finally decides upon. We offer her congratulations and wish her great success. Melanie, would you come up? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Now I'd like to call up Miss Kim Gorney from Washington Kids in Transition. She'll be our second guest presenter.
Good evening. I'm so excited to be here tonight to initiate our brand new scholarship program. Award recipients will receive a scholarship from Washington Kids in Transition in addition to the Transition Mentorship Program. The amount is $2,500 in initial funding with the potential of funding based on completion of the student's first year in a 2-year program or community college. Our first award recipient is Brandon Williams. Brandon will be attending Highline College. Thank you. The second award recipient is Alejandra Virginia Lynn Reese Alonso. Thank you. She'll also be awarded $2,500.
And last but not least, another amazing community partner that I have the privilege of working with. I'd like to welcome Chelsea Gerlitzi from Foundry 10.
Oh.
Good evening, everyone. I planned on being on that side this evening, but my coworker wasn't able to hand out these scholarships, and so now I have the honor and privilege to do it, and I'm really happy about that. This scholarship collaboration with Foundry 10 and Scriber Lake High School is to ensure student success by removing barriers and creating diverse lifelong learners in our community, giving marginalized and misrepresented students the opportunity to succeed in post-high school endeavors. This year, 5 awards will be given to the following students from the class of 2022, and each award is in the amount of $2,000. Maggie Jane Fournier, attending Western Washington University. Melanie Sloan, attending Evergreen College. Damarian Turner, attending Houston-Tilston University. Kelly Benavides, attending Everett Community College. And last but certainly not least, Carly Cooper, attending Edmonds College.
The Hubbard Scholarship is a scholarship foundation that is named in the honor of a retired Edmonds School District teacher. Upon his death, his family started an educational trust, and every year Scriber Lake High School is given 2 awards. This year, the Hubbard Scholarship Foundation is awarding $2,000 to the 2 students, Carly Cooper, attending Edmonds College. And Thomas Minifield, attending the Evergreen Barber Beauty College. The Rotary Club of Linwood. This scholarship is for Benelli Rios Santana. Benelli, it is my honor and privilege to award you this scholarship. This is the amount of $2,500, and hopefully you will be going to Everett Community College. My dear. Good job. The next award is the Western Washington University Admissions Achievement Award, and this award is going to Maggie Jane Fournier. Maggie will be attending in the fall, and this scholarship is $1,000. This award is the Claire Beach Memorial Scholarship in conjunction with the Graphite Art Gallery. This student award is given to a student pursuing fine arts, artistic creations, and changing the world. This year's recipient was already honored, but we're going to go ahead and give this scholarship to Mars Nefertali Souza Perez. This scholarship is for $100. Through his relentless pursuit, this student is receiving a full academic scholarship. I'm going to leave the money terms out, okay? But you get the point. I have to note this. I'm very proud of this. Demarian Turner, you are the first student from Scriber Lake High School that will be attending an HBCU, a historically Black university. All of this has been possible through your hard work, your dedication to your school, your community, your family, and most of all, your commitment to the My Brother's Teachers program. Coley, move over. He's going to be a history teacher. Demarian, please come forward and receive your award. Our next award is the American Association of University Women. This is a nonprofit organization that is advancing equity for women through advocacy, education, and research. This STEM scholarship will be used at Edmonds College in the amount of $1,000, and the recipient is Carly Cooper. I have a couple more. We have the Edmonds College Scholarship Program. 4 scholarships will be awarded to seniors in the class of 2022 that'll be attending Edmonds College in the fall. I'm so proud of all 4 of you. Antonio Sanchez Collin. Fiona Hyatt. Alexis Seguin. She's not walking with our class this evening, but I wanted to present this award for her. And last but not least, Mr. Jimmy Sanchez, Jr. Okay, the last award of the evening is the George Murray Memorial Scholarship in partnership with the Edmonds Kiwanis Club. George was a tremendous contributor to Scriber Lake, our community. He always wanted to see kids flourish, overcome barriers, and make our community a better place. In his honor, this year, we have 2 students attending the Gage Art Academy in Seattle. The scholarships are intended to help the students with art supplies, transportation, and tuition. The scholarship is in the amount of $500. This year we have 2 award recipients, Melanie Sloan and Mars Neftali Souza Perez. So, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the class of 2022 on all your hard accomplishments. Thank you.
It is now time to award our diplomas. Students, the photographer is going to take your picture right over here. So you are going to smile for the cameras out there, but your individual picture is going to be right over here. It is my privilege to present the Scriber Lake High School graduating class of 2022. Board President Kadams, Directors Noble and Chase, I hereby certify that each of these students has met the graduation requirements established by the State of Washington and the Edmonds School District. I proudly present these students to the Board of Directors for the receipt of their diplomas. Please rise to receive your diplomas. Dave Zwashka will be reading your names.
Piper Rennie Berkowitz. Fiona Penelope Hyatt. Olive Isabel Burke Poole. Naya Jensen. Jimmy Sanchez Jr. Maggie Jane Elizabeth Fournier. Justin Caden Allen. Shams Haitham Al-Salihi. Alejandra Virginia Lynn Ruiz Alonzo. Kelly Benavides. Kino Mikhail Arbakaskas. Natalia Sofia Bon Cuello. Carly Noel Burrows. Noah Michael Del Rio. Finley A. Budisbach. Carly Cooper. Blair Zoe Coughtry Miller. Noah Curtis. Ash Dawson. Riley DiCarlo. Isla Fakuri. Quinlan Ferguson. Natalie Inez Garcia. Rory Gilbert. Haley Hancock. Sophie Knight. Kayla Jo Lochner. Lucinda Soleil Marks. Navia Lee McAleer. Audrey Ann Gibbons. Bailey Heineck. Blaze Midkiff. Kyle Miller. TJ Thomas Minifield Jr. Nadia O'Laughlin. AJ Riojas. Benelli Rio Santana. Isis Salinas. Antonio Sanchez Collin. Melanie Lizeth Sloan. Mars Neftali Sosa Perez. William Tuatafua Tafadafua. Damarian S. Turner. Amy Lucine Villar. Logan Weaver. And Brandon Ray Williams. Graduates, please have a seat. Okay. Okay. I'm okay. We still have one more tradition, of course, and our graduates right now have their tassels turned to the right. I would ask that our graduates please rise. Please rise. And graduates, congratulations, Scriber Lake High School class of 2022. You may now turn your tassel. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you, everybody, so much for coming this evening. Andrea will lead the graduates to the Great Hall for our reception following commencement. So graduates, you will follow Andrea out around the stadium and into the Great Hall, and we will follow you there as well. Again, thank you all so very much for being here, and best wishes for a great summer. Thank you.